Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'm losing all concept of time. I've got my tripod propped up on here. It kind of broke. Not surprised everything's breaking right before Mercury retrograde, but I'm going to be doing a reading because I wanted to look at divine counterpart energies. I feel that when it comes to twin flame, soulmate, divine counterpart, union connections, I should say, we are definitely approaching a place of union, but um, I feel like some real serious shit is going down, if you know what I mean. I think that divine masculine energies are really withdrawing and retreating. I think they almost feel like they're in a Five of Pentacles sort of state where they feel completely left out in the cold by the people closest to them. They feel left out in the cold by life. They feel that life has forgotten them. They feel that they need to settle, that their hopes and dreams, their desires cannot come true. Divine feminines are kind of sick and tired of waiting. I think divine feminines should never have been waiting, but they did enter an energy of complacency and just kind of going with the flow. And I think they've sort of not given up, but they're ready to let go. But both of these energies is about retreating to go inward, to really sort of understanding yourself on a deeper level. And by doing that, ushering in inner union. Inner union is really that concept where you adopt a very strong and beautiful sense of self love, where you heal, where you sort of understand that you are one with the universe. Inner union is painful, but it's very enlightening and very ethereal and very wholesome and liberating all at the same time. You can't separate the chaos, the confusion, with the strength and liberation in this inner union experience. But it's also a journey and it's also a process. It's not something that just happens overnight, and it continues and it continues for time to come. It changes all the time. Inner union sometimes happens. Sometimes you fall out of inner union. Sometimes you're tested to get back into inner union. There's a lot that kind of happens in that phase. And we're always going to be challenged in life to really sort of honor ourselves and come to a place where we can adopt self-love and make sure that we are our number one priority. The twin flame, divine counterpart, soulmate connections really do put that to the absolute test. At the bottom is the Eight of Wands. I really do feel that a lot of energy is picking up for the collective right now. I think that divine masculines and divine feminines are definitely moving towards a place where they are getting ready to take a leap of faith towards their dreams. I think this is less about being with each other and more about understanding that what they want is possible, that the impossible is actually possible. But for that, they have to really get into a place where they can let go of a lot of their toxic behaviors, or at least start acknowledging their toxic behaviors and then entering a place where they can live consciously. I feel like for divine feminine energies, a lot of that toxicity was really sort of wounding when it comes to self-worth, self-love, and constantly having to rely on the external for a sense of validation, especially in love and sex. And for the divine masculine, I think it's been a lot of unconscious living. I think a lot of the divine masculine sometimes end up in situations that they really didn't intend to get into, but sometimes their toxic programming and the perspectives and the paradigms that they've come onto this earthly plane with play out sometimes, excuse me, play out in ways that they don't even expect. As I'm doing that, I have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I got the Fool, so which is that sort of leap of faith and that new beginning that I was talking about that both counterparts are going towards. And also the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, like I just told you, which was at the bottom of the other deck, it came out twice. This is communication. Oh my god, I just picked up the other deck and it's Ten of Pentacles. But the Eight of Wands really speaks to me about fast forward movement. I do see that the counterparts are really sort of working towards a place of communication. I think that the divine masculine will probably be bringing in a lot of communication. I do want to say that the full lunar eclipse in Sagittarius on May 26th is really going to usher in some very fast, direct, in your face energy and communication from the divine masculine. But just always remember that this communication could exist in the 3D or the 5D. So pay attention to your dreams. And then with that, I got the Fool. So I just talked about both counterparts really moving towards a place of starting anew. But this in specific came out while I was speaking about the masculines. And I think they really are building the confidence and the faith that they can take this leap of faith. that they don't need to wait on other things and other people to do this. They're at a place where they know they can do this themselves. And then at the bottom of the deck was the Ace of Wands. I do feel that this speaks to both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. They are really sort of becoming passionate about life and passionate about themselves. I think the divine masculine is sort of regaining that resurgence and that rejuvenation for life and love and independence and career. And I feel that the divine feminine is embracing the passion for self. She is ready to live life on her own terms and really move forward in a very graceful fashion and really claim what is hers. And she's going down this path on her own. She's not relying on anybody else. So there's a lot of beautiful energy here for the collective and for the counterparts. If for whatever reason my phone falls, I will pick it up and I'll put it back. So, but I feel what's happening right now is that these counterparts who are so used to being connected with each other are finally experiencing a true detachment. This isn't divine masculines detaching from the divine feminine because they want to live their life. This isn't the divine or explore third parties. This isn't the divine feminine who is detaching from her twin connection because she needs to focus on herself. We know those are two trajectories that happen when it comes to these sort of connections. But I feel that the detachment we're actually feeling is a serious empty hole where both counterparts don't even feel that the connection is active, that 5D communication is sort of infrequent, where they used to be able to pick up on each other's emotions and anxieties, and that's becoming even more infrequent. And there is a steady detachment and disconnect that the counterparts are actually taking from one another. Not deliberately. I think they still do think about each other, but that steady sort of communication between their energies is not there right now. And it's because they are both solely focusing on their individual journeys. And that's exactly what they need to do, because that's exactly what's going to bring them into reunion. If both counterparts actually want that by the time they get there. So I do want to pull some more cards here to see. I mean, that was in the 7 minutes that I've done this, that was quite in depth. But let's see what potential energies can come as we continue to move towards May 26th for the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. As you know, this lunar eclipse, this full moon lunar eclipse, is going to mark the first of many in eclipse season this summer, as we approach summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and as we head towards winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. We got the Page of Cups, so this is an apology. This is communication. That card is still a very young energy, though. So even though the Page of Cups is specifically an apology for me, I feel that for a lot of the divine masculines who have done their DFs dirty, they're going to be showing up to the plate and giving a heartfelt apology. I don't know how deep this heartfelt communication will be, because I do feel that divine masculines are coming to the table still very youthful, still very young in their energy, not exactly as mature as the divine feminine is. But the divine feminine is being encouraged to allow love to enter the picture. I think divine feminines have been so used to expecting love showing up in a certain way, or creating certain guards and boundaries where they're expecting their divine masculines to show up and have certain things checked off on their list. This is not it. When this apology comes through, understand what's happening beyond the surface. Understand what's not being said, even though he's saying certain things. Understand that you know exactly what is happening in this connection. You just have to have faith. That's what I think is happening with the Page of Cups here. What else can we expect as we approach this lunar eclipse? Eclipse season, I got that card. Oh, what do I have here? Justice. Justice is being served. This is a Libra energy, so we could be dealing with an air sign or have some sort of an air placement or a Libra placement in your chart. It doesn't have to be, but I feel that the justice coming in is that apology, I think, for the divine feminines. I think they will feel complete that, okay, I've gotten some closure in this situation. I have an apology. I think the divine masculine is going to feel so great that he's offered this apologies to his DF as well. So there's being justice restored in this connection. Oh my God, and I've got the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is the underlying energy that we have here. The Two of Cups. This is a divine union coming together with strength. And I do specifically, I mean, I'm gay, so I mean, obviously my relationships are going to be homosexual, but there are two women in this cup. This is the Modern Witch Tarot deck, which looks at very modern, young, urban imagery that we can all relate to right now. But this Two of Cups card is two women actually coming together. So I'm very called to say that, you know, there could be a lot of, same-sex couples or couples that don't exactly identify as straight. the rainbow of the LGBTQ community could be coming into play here too. I do, when I say that, I specifically feel that a lot of people can be coming to terms with their sexuality or getting ready to come out. Very beautiful energy. Having come out myself many years ago, it is a very, very heavy experience, because as liberating as it can be quite crippling at the same time. So again, that's just an example, but it shows me the need that divine feminines should have in trying to maintain some humanity and compassion as that apology comes through. Of course, you know, I'm not making any... Lord, these cards want to communicate. I'm telling you, communication is here. Communication is here. These cards. I forgot what I was saying, but we've got the King of Swords. So this is, I was giving an example of coming out, but the King of Swords really is, you know, that energy of stepping into your authenticity, stepping into your truth, knowing what your truth is, and then communicating that truth. And really starting having clarity up in the mind as to what that is. So this is beautiful energy. Whether this is a coming out story or not, I feel like the divine masculines and divine feminines are embracing their truth. That's beautiful. I do have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. This is not, I'm not a fan of this energy, but I do feel like this is a red flag here in this reading, but also the recent past. I do feel that the divine masculines and feminines have been really focused. There's been a lack of self-worth and a lack of self-love happening in their situations, and they're really coming out of that. They're really taking care of themselves. And I think that this reading does become a red flag for me, because it's sort of, it's where you do not want to head back. You have not come this far in this journey, feminines and masculines, to go back to this lack of self-worth and lack mentality and not taking care of yourself. It's time that you embrace this. You're getting there. This is a recent past. I feel like right now in the present moment we're here, but we've got to stay here, okay? And then the leap of faith here, we've got the Fool here again. So when I was speaking to the divine masculines in specific, we got the Fool in the upright. I am getting the Fool in the reverse here as I speak about the pair together, but I feel it's because this new opportunity has not come yet. As the divine masculine is really approaching and feeling confident about this new opportunity, he hasn't stepped into actually doing that in the 3D. This new opportunity could be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually first before it's physical. And we do know that spiritual, mental, and emotional dimensions are just as important as the 3D, okay? The 3D is illusions. I do feel the Ten of Wands coming in the reverse here is really speaking to the present moment energy, that there is a lot of burden that's being faced, and that the divine masculines and feminines, the divine feminines are walking away from this burden, okay? So that's really where the reverse nature of this card speaks to me, but it also speaks to the divine masculines not... Sometimes pain is comfort. Sometimes the pain you've experienced is so familiar that you're more scared about letting that pain go because you've just been so used to living with it. And I feel that the divine masculines are sort of there. It's like, wait, I've been living in my life this for so long. Do I really want this intense change coming about? Do I? I heard a little boy scream in the background there. I don't know if you heard that, but it's painful for these divine masculines. And then I'm coming to... Okay, so you know what? That's a motorcycle going off back there. And the Eight of Wands card that I had showed you in this Modern Witch Tarot deck has somebody racing in a motorcycle at the bottom. So I feel like this is divine masculine really just sort of racing forward to his goals. There we go. Look at that. Just look. Is that clear? Yeah, just look at that motorcycle right there. Okay, he's racing towards the finish line. Now, mind you, as he races, I don't think he's completely aware of how he's feeling or what his actions are. So he's gonna fub a little. He's going to have a little mistake. But divine feminine, you know how to be forgiving, right? That's your energy. Now, the last card that I got is the Two of Pentacles. This is a choice. And I feel like the divine masculines are being faced with a choice right now. Do I take this new beginning, or do I stick to the old? Do I step into my authenticity, or do I, you know, deny myself and continue wearing my mask? And there's my father. I've been very open on this channel about healing my divine masculine wounds through my father's energy. And I certainly feel that he was coughing there. So that's throat chakra block. So as I was saying that, he was coughing. So I feel like the divine masculines are just getting ready to communicate. And the divine feminines will have to choose whether they want their masculine or not. That's where we're at. So there's a lot happening in the collective. It is very promising. It shows a lot of hope. And I'm wishing all twin flame, divine counterpart, and soulmate connections the best of luck. And I think that's pretty much it. I do have to say, I was going to pull a card from the Truth decks, but I'm running out of time and I won't do that. But when I was picking up this deck to bring it out here with me to do the reading, the card that fell out was Desires Reconnection. So I definitely know that union is on the cards if we are true to ourselves and if we stay dedicated to the journey. All right, so best of luck.